Hi, I'm Dr. Lenore Coleman, President and founder of Healing Our Village and Executive Director of Total Lifestyle Change. Welcome to our diabetes prevention program, Prevent T2. We want you all to, either in your Zoom group or in your classroom, to talk to each other, work with your lifestyle coach. We encourage you to do all of the little exercises that come with each of our sessions. Today's session is called Get Back on Track. Now, in this session, we are going to help you track your eating and fitness goals. And if you track these goals, then that will help you prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. We're going to talk about staying positive. It is so hard sometimes to get up the energy and the enthusiasm that you need on this journey that you're taking to try to prevent type 2 diabetes and get healthy and eat healthy. So we got to have you stay positive. And number two, we need to figure out how to do problem solving. If there's a problem that has cropped up in your life that's getting you off track, then we need to help you solve that problem using the 5 steps of problem solving. So here's a tip. There are many times when you fall short of your goals for a week or two. The first thing is, don't beat yourself up. These things happen. You just got to figure out how to get back on track. This is called a lapse, and it's very normal. Number two, a lapse is a big deal only if you let it become a big deal. So whatever you do, we're not going to give up. So when we try to do this session today about getting on track, you're going to have to make that new action plan and incorporate some of these problem solving into your plan. So let's talk about Kofi. This is a story that really is, for a lot of people, especially right now, is an issue. And I tell you, when you think about his story, I'm sure some of you out there in the audience can really relate. So Kofi is at risk for type 2 diabetes, so he's trying to live a healthier lifestyle. And for 2 months, Kofi was doing super good. He was eating, he was hitting his fitness goals, he had changed his eating habits, and he had actually lost 15 pounds, which is really good in 2 months. But on Friday, some of Kofi's co-workers actually were laid off. And so now Kofi's worried that he'll be next and that he's going to lose his job. So he decides that he's going to prove himself to be a super hard worker for his boss so that he doesn't lose his job. So on Monday, Kofi comes into work early. That means he doesn't get to pack his lunch like he always does. And so instead, at the workplace, he ends up getting a candy bar from the vending machine instead of having a healthy lunch. To impress his boss, Kofi starts sitting at his desk and actually works through lunch. And as a result, he ends up skipping his usual lunchtime walk. He doesn't get enough activity that day, and he does the same thing each day that week. By the weekend, Kofi is now mad at himself because he's off track, and his eating and fitness goals, he didn't hit them for the week. He actually gained 2 pounds, and so that made Kofi not happy. He feels like a failure, and he feels like giving up. But he can't give up, so he decides to take action and get back on track to prevent similar lapses in the future. He stays positive, and he uses the 5 steps of problem solving to sort of work through this. So let's talk about those 5 steps. Number 1, you got to describe your problem. 2, you're going to come up with some options. Then you're going to choose the best option for you and then make it part of your action plan. And then you're going to give it a try. And it may work or it may not work. And then you're going to continue to do the 5 steps until you come up with what works best for you. So Kofi clearly describes his problems and he tries to figure out what to do. Problem 1. He realizes that this healthy lunch every day was really important. And so he is worried about losing his job. So he came into work early and he wasn't able to fix that healthy lunch. So he ate the candy bar instead. His second problem was he wasn't getting enough activity because he used to walk during lunchtime. But he was trying to impress his boss by working through his lunchtime and sitting at his desk. So both of these problems is the root cause of why Kofi ended up gaining that 2 pounds last week. So let's address those issues. First of all, he could ask his boss if his job is actually in danger. He may actually be worried about something that's not going to even happen. And he can ask his boss what can he do to protect his job instead of necessarily coming in early or working through lunch. So he's using the 5 steps of problem solving. So he starts to brainstorm. So what can he do about eating the healthy lunch? Well, he can pack his lunch the night before. Or on the weekend, he could put together sort of what he's going to do for the week. He could keep a stash of healthy snacks at his work instead of eating the candy bar. Or he could ask a friend or a family member to help him by packing his lunch. Or he can shop for items that he can pack up quickly, such as fruit and yogurt. Now, to make sure that he's getting his activity every day, he can walk outside of his office while he works instead of sitting at his desk, or he can walk right inside the office instead of just sitting at his desk. He can be actually more active in the evenings or weekends after work and take the stairs at work instead of the elevator. Or he could ride his bike to work. That's something that he could do if he doesn't live too far. And he could park in the parking lot a distance away from his building so that he could get his steps in. And he could use a stand-up desk. All of those are ways for him to increase his activity level. So after he comes up with his options, he now has to choose what he thinks is the best option for him, put it into his action plan, and then give it a try. So, getting back on track, you have to think about the issues that maybe have caused you to get off track, why you're not hitting your eating goals and your fitness goals. So again, those 5 steps of problem solving are, number 1, I want you to sit down with a piece of paper today and clearly describe your problem. What do you think is keeping you from hitting either your eating goal or your fitness goal? Come up with some options. Come up with ways to solve your problem. Number 3, then you have to pick the best option for you. Which of those options would work best to solve your problem? And then number 4, you got to add that to your action plan. So use a blank action plan form from your action plan journal and then put down your choices and take those choices and put them into practice. And then give it a try. See how it goes. You may have to do things 2 or 3 times before you pick the best option for you to be able to get back on track. I want to thank you for your attention today. We hope you really enjoyed learning how to get back on track. For more information or some of the other modules, you can go to our website at hovhealth.com, and you can always give us a call at Healing Our Village at 800-788-0941. Thank you so much. Take care.